You think you're special. You think the world owes you a standing ovation just for showing up. You have these big plans, don't you? You talk about the empire you're building, while you haven't even mastered the art of waking up on time. I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation is a drug for the weak. I'm here to tell you why you're failing. And it isn't because of the economy. It isn't your boss. It isn't bad luck. It's you. It's the voice in your head telling you that you've arrived before you've even started. Ryan Holiday calls it ego. I call it the parasite eating your future. Most people will click away right now because their ego can't handle the mirror. But you claim to be the 1%. Prove it. Stay. Right now, you're in the aspiration phase. You're dreaming. And that's where ego does its best work. It loves the feeling of success without the filth of the work. You post your grind on Instagram. You tell your friends about your upcoming projects. Every time you talk about what you're going to do, your brain releases dopamine as if you've already done it. You're lying to yourself. Here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Silence is the sign of strength. The man who is actually building doesn't have time to tell you he's building. The person who is certain of their own greatness doesn't shout it from rooftops. Stop talking. Stop networking. Stop looking for validation from people who haven't achieved half of what you want. Your ego wants you to be somebody before you've done something. If you're ready to kill the talker and become the doer, comment. Silence. Let the weak ones keep typing their resumes. Now let's say you actually make it. You get the money, the title, the status. This is where most people get destroyed. Success is a terrible teacher. It convinces you that you're a genius, that you crack the code. You stop listening. You stop learning. You stop being a student. The moment you believe you're too big for the small tasks, your descent has already begun. Ego is the enemy of what you have and what you still want. Look at the people who fell. They didn't lose talent. They lost humility. They started believing their own press. If you want to stay at the top, you have to live like you're still at the bottom. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And your ego chose it because it felt safe. Eventually, life will hit you. You'll lose the deal. The business will collapse. You'll fail, publicly or privately. This is the moment of truth. Your ego will rush to protect you. It will blame the market, blame people, blame circumstances. Shut that voice down. The 1% takes total accountability. If you failed, you weren't ready. You weren't good enough yet. That truth hurts, and ego hates pain. But if you blame others, you hand them control over your future. If you study the failure calmly, clinically, you gain leverage. Choose the pain of learning over the comfort of blame. Ego isn't dramatic. It's subtle. It's the whisper that says you're too good for this. It's the pride that stops you from apologizing. The arrogance that keeps you from asking for help. You can have ego, or you can have an empire. You cannot have both. Every day you decide. Be a student. Be a worker. Be humble. Or keep posting quotes. Keep talking about your vision. And stay exactly where you are. The 1% is lonely because most people can't survive the death of their ego. Can you? This wasn't meant to make you feel good. It was meant to make you better. Subscribe. If you're done with fluff and ready for the cold truth. You're still watching. Good. That means your ego is bruised but not dead. Now let's twist the knife. You think your problems are unique. You think no one understands the weight on your shoulders or the complexity of your situation. That is your ego trying to make you the protagonist in a movie that isn't being filmed. The truth? Your unique struggles are standard issue human resistance. By believing your situation is special, you give yourself permission to ignore the basic rules of discipline. Look at the greats. They didn't win because they were special. They won because they were willing to be cogs in their own machine. They didn't need to be understood. They needed to be effective. Stop looking for empathy. Empathy is the ego's favorite comfort food. You don't need to be understood by the world. You need to be mastered by yourself. Let's talk about the canvas strategy. It's a concept Ryan Holiday highlights that your ego absolutely despises. In the beginning and even in the middle, your job is to clear the path for the people above you. Your ego wants to lead. It wants the credit. It wants to give the orders. But the 1% understands something else. By making others look good, you make yourself indispensable. You learn how power actually works without putting a target on your back. When you help someone else paint their masterpiece, you are the one who learns how the brush strokes work. Be lesser. Do more. If you're too big to serve, you're too small to lead. Most people fail here, not because they lack talent, but because they're fighting for credit that doesn't exist yet. They argue over titles on business cards for companies that haven't made a profit. Dissolve the I. Become, how can I help? That is where real power is stored. If you're still here, this is where pretenders usually leave. Hit the like button only if you're ready to put the work above the credit. The war with ego never ends. It isn't a boss fight. It's a daily siege. Every morning you wake up, your ego wakes up with you. It's rested. It's hungry. And it's ready to tell you that you've done enough. It will tell you that yesterday's win justifies today's laziness. Don't listen. The moment you stop being a student is the moment you start dying. I don't care if you have 10 million in the bank or $10. The second you think you have nothing left to learn, you are a walking corpse. The 1% live on the plateau of sustainability. They understand that the more they know, the more they realize how little they know. They stay humble because reality is far larger than their perception of it. Burn your trophies. Delete the screenshots of praise. Empty your cup. The world does not care about your ego. It only cares about what you can provide. Go out there and be useful, or stay home and stay proud. The choice is yours. But only one of those paths leads to the life you keep telling everyone you're going to have. Now stop watching this. Go do the thing you're procrastinating on, because your ego is afraid of failing at it. Now get to work.